in Dallas, they're perfectly fine without starting quarterback Dak Prescott. They have won 4 in a row during this period of time that Prescott has been recovering from the surgery to repair the broken bone above his thumb joint. He will begin throwing today. Jerry Jones said on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas on Tuesday that Dak has got to spin the ball. He's really got to spin the ball. And this gets back to other things Jones has said. He's got to be able to grip the ball and rip the ball without pain in that thumb. And they have the luxury, Chris, of time because Cooper Rush, thanks to that defense, is holding it together. It's not that Cooper Rush has become Troy Aikman or Roger Staubach or even Danny White. He's just holding it together while the defense takes over and Dak heals. And this is the best scenario because if they can keep winning games, they can wait, and they don't get in a situation where they put him back out on the field before he's absolutely ready. I'd love to see him Sunday night.
Yeah, right.
When the Cowboys take on the Eagles. But you know what? Still pretty intrigued by the Cowboys with Cooper Rush because of that defense and because of what they've done creatively with the offense.
Right.
Because they can't rely, as you say time and again, accurately, they're not relying on Dak to just go out and get it done.
Yeah, they're playing team football instead of like, wait, we're paying this guy $45 million a year, so we got to throw it 40 times and throw for $350 to justify that contract, even though that might not be the best way for our football team. That's got to end. It does. Cooper Rush has done really well. We've talked about it, plenty. What's the rush with Dak Prescott? And, yeah, don't throw him out there at less than, and if he's not spinning the ball and can't grip it the right way in this game in Philadelphia, there's nothing wrong. Ride the hot hand of Cooper Rush. Just give Dak another week. There's nothing to like go all in on right now. I know that I'm sure Dak wants to get out there because it's the marquee game of the weekend. Everybody's looking at this game. So I'm sure it's killing him, the fact that he can't play in this one. And I'm sure to a degree, this is the one where, Jerry's probably a little antsy too. Because, again, it's a 4-game win streak. The teams they have beaten all have major flaws. Now, I know the Giants are 4-1, but I think we all sit here and go, the Giants are not incredibly talented. They're just playing the right way and playing mistake-free football and all of that. And they're going to be a pain in the butt. But this is the first time the Cowboys are going to play a complete football team. This is the first time that they're going to play a team where their defensive line is not going to be able to just overrun a bad offensive line like it has the last 4 weeks. They overran the Commanders, the Rams, the Giants, and the Bengals D-line, or offensive lines, excuse me. So that helped them keep in the game and cause turnovers and everything that way. So that's where it's going to be interesting this week. Is this week going to be, whoa, Cooper Rush and the Cowboys are, they're really real with the way they're playing this? Or is it going to be like, this is the week where it gets exposed. This is where they need Dak Prescott because they're not just going to be able to dominate with defense and get a strip sack fumble and run the ball on a 50-yard touchdown run and just throw it every now and then and kind of look good. That's what I'll be interested to see, Mike, how that plays out.
Win or lose this week, if Dak Prescott doesn't play, I think they can do without him.
Yeah, maybe
Lions week 7,
right.
Bears week 8, then it's a bye, and then they get Dak back week 10 for the road trips to Green Bay and Minnesota. They have a full tour of the NFC North coming up, interrupted by a bye. 2 at home against the 2 bad teams from the division, 2 on the road against the good teams, and I'll still put the Vikings in there, even though I think 4-1 does not reflect where that team currently is. But they could have Dak back for that trip to Green Bay, trip to Minnesota, and then short week. Hello, Giants come to town. That Giants-Cowboys game, that was one when the schedule came out. It's like, now that we're getting closer, that could be a game. And, Chris, I got something I thought of.
Yeah.
And this is one of the byproducts of us talking these things through. I think there's a chance Jerry Jones is a super genius with how they've handled the Dak Prescott situation. Because remember when it first happened, what did we hear? 6 to 8 weeks, closer to 8 weeks that he was going to be out, right? After the bye.
Right.
That's the realistic return
Yep.
after the bye. Then we start hearing, well, maybe it's closer to 6. Well, maybe it's closer to 4. Well, maybe it is 4. We're not going to put him on injured reserve. We never know when he's going to be back. I wonder whether this was an effort by Jerry Jones to get the players to not give up. Because if you know you're not going to have the guy for 2 months, you're thinking, well, we're screwed now.
Right.
But if you're thinking
3 or 4 games,
or if you're just thinking, hey, maybe back next week, hey, we hold it together.
We'll hold it
Let's
one
hold
more
it together
yeah.
until he comes
right,
back.
Right.
Let's hold it together until he comes back. End result, he's still not coming back till after the bye.
Right.
Quite possibly. But they win games because there's been this constant, Dak's going to be back soon. Let's not give up. Let's not give up. I mean, that is a strategy for avoiding the whole woe is us. It's not our year. The air got sucked out of the balloon the first night of the season. Oh, well, there may be some high-level three-dimensional chess going on here.
He could be that smart. Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah. I don't doubt that Jerry. I mean, Jerry's got some genius in him. There's no doubt about that. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, he pulls off crap that I'd go, man, most men in the world can't pull that off. He's the man. So yeah, I'm not gonna say you're totally crazy there. Maybe there was.
I could hear him.
Yeah.
I could hear him.
Right.
On his bus.
We know how slick
laying
he is.
this out.
Yeah.
I
right.
could hear him say, "We need." I wish I could do a good Jerry Jones, but we can't afford to have them fellers in the locker room thinking that. And I know it's not even close, but what the hell? We can't afford to have them fellers in the locker room thinking Dak's not going to be back. You see. Until after the bye, because then they may give up on us. They may think we got no chance this year. You see, it's getting worse, not better, as I try to settle into the groove. But that's you know what? I'm going to assume, because I love the idea that he did it, I'm going to assume that he did it, that it was purposeful, that it was strategic, and that it worked. Because it is genius, Chris, if it did.
It is genius. It is. Listen, he understands people. He knows how to talk to people. We know that. You know, he smoothed your ass right over, bringing you on the bus and giving you a drink. That's
I haven't
for
been on the bus.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't on the bus.
You weren't on the
I
bus.
Was
You just
table.
at the table.
I was at the table.
He smoothed your ass over in no time. So he knows how to work the room and work his mouthpiece. That's for sure. So I don't doubt it.
Let me tell you something. Those guys know how to hold their liquor. I had to physically remove myself, and because that was the one day, and I'm telling you, in hindsight, it was a saving grace that I overslept the day that we were at the Combine, back when there was the first hour on radio from 6 to 7, and you'd come in and slap your big meat hook on me while I was on the air live.
I'm doing the show. I'm on the radio right now.
That got me to be 100% sure that I extricated myself from the experience that night, because I wouldn't have shown up at all. And if you remember, that next day, we had 4 hours live.
Yeah.
Because that was like the first day that they were doing the show live and then simulcast.
Right,
we did 4 hours live from the Combine. So I had to get my ass out of there, or I was going to be passed out on the bus like Mark Leibovich found himself as he was doing his research for his book Big Game, which is still very relevant even 4 years after the fact. But yeah, it would have been bad. It would have been bad. But anyway, look, the guy has meant as much, if not more, than anyone else to the game over the last 33 years. He's revolutionized the way teams think about themselves. He's pulled the mindset out of the mom and pop and turned it into, hey, we can make a lot of money here in a lot of different ways. And he's good for the sport because he makes it interesting and entertaining, and maybe he's held his team together this year at a time when they would have fallen apart. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.